DACA recipients already in the U.S. say they are worried following a recent ruling against efforts to preserve the immigration program. The ruling prohibits new applications. Camila Bernal has more.
The success of this Mexican candy family business is in part thanks to the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, or DACA.
When we got DACA, it was a boost. It was like a catalyst, and then things just happened faster. Things were easier.
Licenses, loans, leases, all possible after Ignacio Viramontes began benefiting from this Obama-era program.
These are the tomoikashis, which
now Ignacio and his two siblings benefit from DACA.
Everywhere we go!
They make part of the more than 580,000 so-called dreamers in the U.S., undocumented immigrants often arriving to the U.S. at a young age, eligible for work authorization and shielded from deportation. But a federal judge in Texas this week ruled that a regulation intended to preserve DACA is unlawful.
The time is running out, and I think that even if the Biden administration appeals, which I believe they will, and I think it'll go all the way up to the Supreme Court, looking at our Supreme Court and looking at the law, I think it's likely that the Supreme Court would find it unlawful, and then it's over.
Jean Reese, professor and co-director of the Immigration Clinic at USC's law school, says the ruling could force a more permanent solution.
People are reminded of the uncertainty. How much time do they have left? Years, maybe. And I think it really puts pressure on reform.
At the center of the issue is the scope of the president's authority, which is why, for years, congressional leaders have tried to come to an agreement over immigration reform and failed.
I think the agreement is there, but I think because certain factions of Congress have taken such a position against DACA that it's very hard to come back to the middle and save face.
The Biden administration says it will continue to defend the program from legal challenges.